Hello，各位家长，大家好，大家早上好，晚上好，欢迎继续关注和参加由 Unamerica 在美教育主办的第4届国际 K-12私立名校展，也是非常感谢大家持续的关注哈。今天呢是我们展会的最后的一天活动啊，因为时间的原因呢，我们也是会准时开始哈。我知道有些家长也是在陆续进入到我们的这个展会的Zoom 里面来。那么作为我们今天展会的最后一天活动呢，我们邀请了2所顶尖的私立学校跟大家分享。那么作为活动的压轴安排哈，他们呢分别是来自于纽约的顶尖私立走读学校 Trinity School 3一中学和来自麻省的顶尖寄宿学校 Middlesex School 米德尔塞克斯中学。那么我们首先分享的呢是3一中学。3一中学呢，可能很多家长也非常非常的熟悉哈，它是位于纽约曼哈顿上西区的一所提供 K 到12年级的学校，它也是常青藤预备联盟学校之一哈。那么学校呢，创建于1709年，它是有着一所这个历史非常悠久的一所学校哈，313年的美国第5古老的学校。那么我们今天为大家一起去分享的呢是学校的招生副主任 Mr. Gavin Boyce。Good morning, Mr. Boyce.
Good morning. How are you?
Good, good. Thank you for joining us and spending time to, share about Trinity School. I'm the host and translate for you today. So our audience are very excited to learn more about your school in the next 45 minutes. Of course, during your presentation, there will be questions posted in the chat room, but usually we leave that, at the end of your sharing, so we can keep a good flow of your sharing and the presentation.
Wonderful.
Good. Yes. So you can start anytime.
Sure.
Then I'll just, you can stop anytime you feel comfortable. Then I will translate. Even, most of our parents, they understand Chinese, English, but some of them might need, translation. That's why, I'm here. Just make sure we keep everyone on the same page and they have a clear, information about your school.
All right. So as I talk, you would like for me to just keep it at a slow pace so that you can then translate?
No, it's okay. Whatever you feel comfortable.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you.
All right, sure. Well, as mentioned, my name is Gavin Boyce. I'm the Senior Associate Director of Admissions for grades 5 through 12.
Mm-hmm.
It's wonderful to be here today. Thank you for having us. And I love that you all are interested in hearing more about Trinity School.
That's right.
Trinity School was originated in 1709.
Yes.
It started at the end of Wall Street and then moved to this location in the mid-1800s. Trinity is considered one of the oldest schools in the nation. Mm-hmm. It has always been co-ed. Yeah. And it started as a part of the Episcopal Church. However, it's a non-denominational school now, very inclusive, with a holistic component. So it moved to 139 West 91st Street in 1895. And the school has been co-ed, has been co-ed since the early 1970s.
Okay, sure. 对。刚刚呢，前面我也做了一个简单的介绍哈。那么今天给咱们来去分享的呢，就是招生副主任哈，这 Mr. Boyce 先生，他就稍微给大家介绍了一下 Trinity 的一些历史的背景哈。前面也说过，它是1709年建校的学校，可以说比那个美国建国时间都要长哈。那么最开始学校建校的时候呢，是在曼哈顿的下城，也就是在华尔街附近哈。因为学校最开始建校的时候呢，它跟就是它是一个有宗教背景的学校。跟 Trinity Church 是有这个联系，但是后来呢，他在18几年的时候呢，就是18世纪中期19世纪中期的时候呢，他就就是搬到了现在的就是上西区这个位置哈。那么现在呢，学校是一所就是说没有这种宗教的这个就是没有这种宗教联系的这个学校哈。那么是一个走读的，然后提供 K 到12年级的混合的学校。
Wonderful. So I'd like to discuss Trinity at a glance. It's my hope that by the end of the presentation, you remember these important details about Trinity. Trinity is a unique urban campus, and it's our hope that you visit us in person if possible. We are hosting on-campus tours this year. Applicants can schedule tours through our online application process. Tours are student-led and are truly the best way to learn about the upper school community.
对。那么学校这边呢，因为是在市里的一个这样的一个环境哈，也是非常非常独特的校园。那么学校今年呢是提供就是线下的参观和访校。那对于计划申请的家庭来讲哈，其实最好的了解学校的这种方式就是去到校园去，更多的去实地去参观了解学校。
Trinity is 5 buildings all connected. It's 392,000 square feet. There are parts of the facility that are ancient or historical and other parts that were built within the last 2 years. Currently, we are renovating the state-of-the-art theater that will fit approximately 200 people and is scheduled to open this year.
对，学校这边呢，虽然是在市里，但是它的面积还是非常大的。刚才也说了，有5个就是楼是连接在一起的哈。那么包括就是这种艺术中心啊，还有体育中心哈。如果大家有机会去参观的话，其实虽然学校在市里，但它的设施是非常非常完善的。
We have a 50-yard Olympic-sized pool. We have a diving pool. We have 2 gyms, a sub-level wellness center and cardio fitness area, well stocked with bikes on the mezzanine of our sub-level gym. We have a chapel that's big enough to be our theater as well, while our new theater is being built. We can host community time in chapel in the mornings in our chapel as well. Each morning, we actually start our day with community time or chapel starting at 8:15. It's the place where Trinity upper school members start their day and really help build community.
Yeah, that's right.
Trinity is also unique in that there are several outdoor spaces on campus. There is 3 outdoor turf areas. One is called the Commons. The Commons is a space where Trinity students host movie nights, concerts. Students can go there for lunch as well. And so it's a general hangout space. Also, sometimes classes will meet in the Commons during the spring.
对，刚刚老师也介绍了一下学校的这个设施哈。刚刚说到了，就是学校设施虽然是在市里非常非常的全，刚才也讲到了他们的这个自己的体育中心是有这个就是奥林匹克运动会标准的游泳池，那么还有跳水，然后呢，刚刚也说了还有其他的像这个健身房呀这些哈，学校都是有的。那么刚刚也提到，学校其实也非常重视这个社区的活动哈，所以说，当然他们现在的新的这个艺术中心哈，就是这种戏剧艺术中心呢，现在还在这个就是建设当中，但是他们会用学校的一个小教堂是作为平常的社区的一些这种聚会哈，包括他们高中部每天早上8点15哈都会在这里一起去分享，就是社区里发生的各种信息和活动哈，其实是非常好的，就是建立社区感的这样的一些安排。那么除了这个室内的这些设施以外呢，学校在户外也有非常多的设施。刚才也说了，他们有3个户外的这种运动的场所哈，像包括他提到的，刚才有一个这个地方叫 Commons， 然后它这个地方是户外，那么学生呢可以去在这里去进行，比方说音乐会呀，然后天气好的时候，学生还会到那边去吃午餐呀，甚至一些课程也是在户外来进行的。所以其实是学校的设施，我觉得从室内室外设施都是非常非常全面的哈，因为毕竟是作为全美最顶尖的一所这个私立学校哈。
I'd also like to add that we have the McEnroe tennis courts on rooftops as well. John McEnroe is a famous American tennis player, and he's also a graduate of Trinity, and so he donated those courts. We also have a bigger field as well. So there's 3 turf outdoor spaces. One is a larger field where one can play soccer, lacrosse. There's a net that goes over that field so that balls won't go over into the street and buildings across the street and things like that. And then there are the McEnroe courts And then we have what I discussed earlier, the commons.
Okay, sure. I'm sorry, Ms. Boyce, you said who donated the tennis? Because I'm not really a tennis fan, but so I might not familiar with the name.
Yeah, his name is John McEnroe, and yeah, he's a famous tennis player from like the 80s and 90s.
Okay, wonderful.
Sure.
Thank you. 对，老师刚才也分享了说他们学校的这个就是网球中心哈，其中他们的一个也是从他们学校毕业的一个校友叫John McEnroe, right? If I pronounce his name correctly.
That's perfect.
OK, thank you. 对，他也是就是美国就历史上比较有名的网球运动员哈，在80年代、90年代的时候是比较出名的。因为我个人对这个网球不是很熟悉哈，所以我对这些特别有名的运动员也不是特别熟悉。所以说学校的这个就是网球中心也是他去就是投资就是捐款去建立的哈。那么也刚才说了，它有户外的这个设施，都是学校本身的哈，自己的。因为很多曼哈顿岛上学，它可能会借用一些设施，但是对于 Trinity 来讲呢，他们有自己的。像刚才说了，他们户外的这种运动场地，包括可以去足球啊，还有这种陆上曲棍球哈，这些活动都是学校自己的这样的一个设施。
Classrooms are well stocked and state of the art. All classrooms have a smart board. In our newest building, each classroom has 1 or 2 walls that are multi-purpose and are also smart boards. So it's common to walk past the classroom and it might look like students are writing or working on the walls, but they are actually working on smart board technology.
Yeah, 对，学校的这个就是它的教学设施也非常的先进。刚才老师也分享了哈，他们很多，特别是新的一些教室，他们正在就是重新装修的这些教室哈。每一个教室基本上它都会有1到2面墙是这种，就是用高科技这种的哈，就是说这我们叫 smart board。然后呢，就是运用高科技给学生去上课哈，因为现在新的这种科技的一些东西，我觉得融合到学校的这个教学当中去哈。
Our upper school library, our upper school library is newly renovated. The front part of the library is considered the collaborative space where students are able to work in small groups. We also have private conference rooms where students can work in small groups. They can sign up and register for those rooms, or if it's open, they could just walk in and use them. There are also walls in those spaces that can be used as smart boards as well. We have about 3 librarians that help our students. Students also have access to the New York City Public Library virtually. And then in the back of the area, there's in the back of the library, rather, there's quiet spaces, cubbies where students can get work done individually or work quietly. And there's also a computer lab in our library as well. Students can access those desktop computers or borrow a laptop. It's all free of charge.
Okay, sure. So you said upper school library, does that mean like you have like actually different library for different levels?
Right? Yeah, so we have a lower school and middle school library in our lower school building, and we have an upper school library as well. And just in general, Trinity is 5 different buildings, but they're all interconnected. So you can access all of these facilities inside, but the upper school building is sort of like its own building. And then there's a middle school building and a lower school building.
Okay, sure. 对，老师刚才讲了，就是学校的就是图书馆这边的一些设施哈，因为他们学校是分为不同的，就是低年级中学和高年级，所以说每一个不同的这种就是年级，其实它都会有自己的这个图书馆。刚才也特别提了，像高年级的这个图书馆哈，也是最近他们学校刚刚就是近期去就是装修翻新了哈。那么学生都是可以在这个图书馆里面进行小组学习啊，然后呢，他们的图书馆都会有非常专业的哈这个图书管理员帮助学生，而且呢。在学校你也可以去使用就是纽约的这种公共图书馆的一些资源哈，所以呢就是说为学生提供非常多的这样的一个书籍的一些资源。
We have an engineering lab that's stocked with a laser printer and several 3D printers. Students can access 3D printers in their free time. Of course, we have a computer science curriculum, so students can place into an advanced computer science class or take a novice class their first year. We have robotics and STEM classes as well. There's a very competitive robotics team that has won several awards, and there's a robotics lab that's an extension to our engineering lab. And so those are very popular classes, and teachers are amazing.
For sure, thank you. 对，刚刚老师也讲了，就是学校的这个工程实验室哈，他们的这个设施也是非常全的。刚才也讲了，有这个激光啊，然后3D 打印哈，这些设施可以提供给学生，包括学生在他的不上课的时间、空闲时间，其实都是可以用学校的这些设施的哈。那么他的计算机科学呢，也是他们学校非常重视的科目，像包括到高年级，它还会有这种高级课程。那么他们学校的这个机器人项目也是非常非常强的哈，也是非常这个就是参加了很多的比赛，也是获得了非常多的奖哈。所以呢，计算机啊，像工程类的，也是学校非常重视的一个科目。
And though there is the finest technology in our computer science curriculum and robotics curriculum, I would also say that Trinity is a classic education. Computers are optional on our campus. This is not a school that is one-to-one. And frankly, there's an emphasis for students to take notes with a pencil or pen and pad. There's emphasis of, even if students use technology, sometimes students will use a tablet and handwrite their notes. Teachers will brag about taking notes in the margin of their book and things of that nature. And so there is not a heavy use of technology in the humanities courses, English courses. Students are really using paperback books and are reading Shakespeare, Sophocles, Tolstoy, and a really interesting text that allows students to go deep into the text of what they're reading in small groups.
Yeah, it's important. Sometimes I feel like we always use technology, and then sometimes we forget how to handwrite things.
I've worked at many schools, and that's something that I've really noticed at Trinity. Sort of this classic education where students are really focused, not distracted, like they can't have their cell phones in the classroom.
Okay,
things like that.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
刚刚老师讲了这个科技方面的哈，然后呢，老师也同时分享了一下关于学校在人文科学，也就是这种经典就所谓的就是人文方面的这个课程的一些安排哈。因为学校这边呢，其实我觉得刚才分享的一个理念也非常好，就是特别是上人文课的这个过程当中，学校呢也是希望学生就是尽量多用手去写哈。对于就是说这个。电脑来讲呢，就是这些课程都是，就是说你是可以用，也可以不用的哈。但是其实学校老师更鼓励学生去拿笔啊，去这个笔记本哈，去写一些东西哈。因为人文课程这个部分，我觉得他们的一些这个设置和要求还是比较特别的哈，非常注重这一点。刚才也提到了，他们人文科学学校人文科学人文学科这个方面还是非常非常强的。特别是这种文学哈，学生对于这种经典文学的一些接触和学习哈，像包括这种莎士比亚呀这些时期的这种大文学家的一些这种学习和这种我觉得是非常非常深入的哈。
I'd also just want to emphasize that the conversations are extremely thoughtful and students dive deeply into the text. In the math curriculum, students are doing a problem-based learning integrated math curriculum. Students can take a placement test and place into an honors or integrated math 1. And then there's integrated math 2 and honors integrated math. And then there's a third level, and then there's calculus and statistics and other advanced classes offered beyond those classes. In general, Trinity does not offer advanced placement. The philosophy is that all of the classes are advanced at a school like Trinity. There's a small group of students that will take the APs on their own. However, the reputation of Trinity is such where it is not it's not a place that feels the need to classify advanced place classes, because again, it's known that all of the curriculum is advanced placement.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. We see a lot of top schools are doing this. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. the teacher actually can, like teach better without the structure, right?
It gives them flexibility.
Yeah, that's right.
Frankly, most of the teachers at Trinity are doctors. They have PhDs. They are very great at what they do, and so allowing them the flexibility to teach the way they want to teach and cover the topics the way they want to cover the topics is the best for the students.
That's right, that's right. 那么老师刚才也提了哈，就是说数学这边呢，也是就是说非常强。他刚才也说学校的数学这边非常注重这个解决问题的能力和这种交叉学科的，就是也不是就是综合数学的一个学习哈。刚才他也说，每一个学生在入学的时候都会有一个这个就是入学测试来去确定你数学的一个标准。那刚才说他们有综合数学1、2。然后还有这个荣誉课程，那么还有像微积分这样高级的课程。刚才呢，就是Miss Boyce 也是特别说了哈，就是对于学校来讲，他们是 Trinity 是不提供 AP 课程的哈。那么因为他们的学校的老师很多老师都是博士，就是有博士学位的，所以这些老师其实他们的这个课程的难度，他们所有课程难度都是就是高级课程啊。然后呢，就他们不一定非要去按照 AP 的课程去讲，因为在前面的这个学校分享当中，我也特别提到了很多顶尖的学校现在已经是取消 AP 了，因为他觉得 AP 是一个比较有框架性的学习，但是对于他们的老师来讲，他们的经验、专业知识已经远远要高于 AP 课程，所以他希望能够有自己的这种灵活性去教学生哈，所以能够看得出来呢，学校的这种师资和学术的这个难度肯定是非常非常高的哈。
Students often look at Trinity seeking academic rigor. However, there is a very supportive foundation in community and culture at Trinity that helps students reach these high expectations. For example, there's a math lab, and that math lab is always open, and essentially students go to the math lab for support. Faculty take turns in this facility to help students with their questions. It gets extremely popular right before tests, as you might imagine, but students also support each other in this space. And it's one of the most favorite parts of the school when you talk to students, the math lab. So it's both fun and informative. It's also a way to get to know different teachers. In other words, you can get help from any teacher that's available in the math lab. It doesn't have to be your teacher specifically. And so you get to know other teachers as well. Integrated math at Trinity is very collaborative. And the heart of the school are the conversations between teachers and students. And this is just an example of a way where students and teachers work collaboratively.
Yeah, that's right. 刚刚老师也特别讲了，就是说，当然，申请到Trinity 的这个学生哈，都是在寻找这种学术的这种特别就是高学术的这样的一个目标哈。但当然，同时就是这些学校对于学生的这个期待也是非常高的，所以呢，就是说同时呢，他也是会给学生提供这样的支持。我刚才看群里也有家长在问是不是有这种支持，也会提供这样的一个支持。刚才提到的就是他们的这个 Math Lab 就是专门的为学生提供数学支持的这样的一个中心哈。那么他们所有的数学老师都是轮流去类似于值班。那么学生有任何的问题呢，那你去到这边，学校老师都会去给你支持，不论是不是他是教你课程的老师，还是其他班的老师哈。那么除此以外呢，就是说同学之间也会互相帮助和支持。所以对于学校来讲，很重要的一点就是这种学校和老师和学生之间的这种合作哈，是非常非常的重要的。
We also offer modern languages and classics. Classics are considered ancient Greek and Latin. Modern languages are considered French, Spanish, and Mandarin. And we offer all of these classes from novice to fluent. And the most advanced classes also offer independent study options as well, so students can go beyond the curriculum. And students can take 2 languages at Trinity, which is actually very popular.
Oh, okay, like at the same time?
At the same time, yeah. Okay. You can take Latin and Mandarin, for example, or Latin and Spanish, etc.
OK， sure。那么学校的就是第二语言哈，外国语言这个项目也是非常强的。它有两个部分啊，一方面是关注于这种经典的就是语言，就刚才说的叫希腊语啊，然后拉丁啊这些哈。那么另外呢，他们也有这个比较就是现代比较大家会比较受欢迎的，像法语啊、西班牙语和中文这样子哈。对于就是从这个初级就你可能对这个语言一点都不懂，一直到就是说特别流利的这个水平，他们有不同的这种课程设置来满足学生的需求。当然呢，对于就是高年级的学生，或者你对这个语言学习已经掌握非常的熟练了，还会有这种独立学习的这样的一个就是机会哈。然后呢他们学校的学生很多都是同时上两种语言。能看得出来，的确是学生对于学术这方面的追求还是非常非常高的哈，因为这就意味着可能你其他课程会上的比较多，然后同时上两种语言是在学校是非常非常受欢迎的哈，学生在高中阶段也会去进行这样的一个选择。
Another signature program at Trinity is called the Mini-Mester. Trinity Upper School Mini-Mester offers a week-long intensive coursework between the fall and spring semesters. It considers this course book to be an invitation to slow down and focus on an area of inquiry or activity that a student can feel passionate about, experiment with something new, and learn through fun. The mini-master course is divided into 5 areas. It's make, magnify, explore, move, and unplug. These 5 areas ensure an impressive diversity of courses not otherwise available within the upper school curriculum. As you look over the fabulous offerings described across the pages of our curriculum guide, you'll see a lot of different options regarding our mini-master program.
Mm-hmm. So for the 5 area is like a specific subject.
So those are areas that students can consider as they think about the different options within the semester. So it's make, magnify, explore, move, and unplug. And teachers use those tenets or those descriptions to then create classes for our students.
OK，sure。那么学校的另外一个这种经典的项目呢，就是在这种就是迷你小学期哈，类似于他们是1周的这样的项目，然后一般是从秋天到学校的这个春天哈，然后呢他们会有这样的一个课程设置，那么主要是呢帮助学生去探索他们不同的这种就是学术热情哈，刚才也说了他们会有不同的这个关注点。那么主要呢就是说是帮助学生去探索可能我们主课以外其他的这个课程的这样的兴趣。那么这些课程呢选项还是比较多的哈。因为刚才老师也没有具体说他的这个课程的一些内容，但基本上呢他说在学校的这个官网上是能够看到这个比较详细的这种课程的设置的哈。但是我觉得这种课程很好，就是说帮助学生去探索，说你后面可能你主课以外你学不到的，我可以在这种迷你小的这种学期里面去学到接触到不同的学术领域。
Trinity is truly a holistic culture and environment, and we do have chapel once a week. Students celebrate the diversity and oneness of the school community. We come together to celebrate all faiths, religions, viewpoints, holidays, and cultures. We have specific holiday chapels that include Hanukkah, Christmas, Diwali, Kwanzaa, Nowruz, Latino history, Black History Month, and Pride, and many more. So spirituality, pride, and our connection to school's history gives us a sense of togetherness in the weekly chapel times.
对于就是说学校，其实刚才也说，学校的教育是一个比较全面的。刚才讲了这么多学术呀、体育设施啊，这个艺术方面的哈，那么其实学校对于孩子这种精神的一些就是说充实哈，或者说培养也是非常重视的。那么前面也提到学校有它的这个小教堂哈，他们每一周都会有就是这种每周的学生聚会哈。那么在这个小教堂里在这种每周的聚会当中呢，学校会有不同的这种探索不同就是话题的一些活动安排。刚才也说了，包括不同的这种观点呀， 这种文化方面呀、宗教方面哈，其实呢，就是希望通过这样的活动来充实学生的一个精神的世界，然后同时呢，通过这样的一个活动去建立学生的这种社区感哈，这个是非常非常重要的。
And also, I mentioned earlier, we have community time as well. So chapels on Thursday, and then Monday and Tuesday, we have community time. And community time and chapel, they both feature music. But community time, we invite outside speakers. So activists, community politicians, authors, you name it, they will visit Trinity and talk to our students. It's always informative. Students have an opportunity to ask questions. We give announcements, but again, it's an intentional way that we build community in the mornings. And so at 8:15 every day, there's something, whether it's meeting with your advisor, community time, or chapel, and then after that, we start our first class, which is around 8:55 every day.
OK，那么刚才也一直在强调学校就是对于社区的这种关注哈。刚才提到了每周的这个就是说学生的聚会的时间以外呢，他们还会邀请就是校外的一些专业人士来到校园去做这种社区的这个可以说社区的一些活动哈。那么刚才也提了，他们每周就是8:15这个时间，基本上呢会安排，要么就是学校的这个 chapel 的 meeting 哈，然后呢或者是这种就是社区的这种聚会哈，那基本上他在这样的活动上会邀请一些，比方说政界也好呀，音乐家也好，或者是在他的一个领域非常成功的人士到学校去跟学生进行这样的一个交流。一般这样的活动呢，会从8:15一直到8:55哈，大概呢就是30分钟的时间，学生在这个过程当中呢有一个跟就是不同人士、来自不同领域的人士有这样的一个交流哈。所以就每一天是这样的一个，就早上的安排都是这样子的哈。我觉得还是在于就是建立这样的更好的建立学校的社区，给学生呢提供更多的一个资源。
Right now, Trinity has 1,040 students, kindergarten through 12th grade. We have about 120 students per grade in 9 through 12. So the upper school is 480 to 500 students in a typical year. We enroll 60 new students in 9th grade. It's a major entry point to the school. The two major entry points to Trinity is kindergarten and 9th grade. And again, 9th grade, we do enroll 60 new students. We also have 60 students that matriculate from 8th to 9th grade. It's also important to mention that there's a 13-to-1 student to teacher ratio. And so these are very small classes. We have over 30 affinity groups. We also have parent affinity groups, and we have events on campus for parents. So we have a very strong parent community that supports our students, and we have over 100 clubs at Trinity. So they're student-led clubs, and those clubs meet during the day during what we call ad hoc. And ad hoc is a period that meets every day at 10:45 for about 30 minutes. And so the club life at Trinity is very robust. Clubs like Model UN, Model Congress, debate, robotics, all sorts of different clubs are offered and are very popular. So this is a very inclusive school with lots of affinity groups and clubs and ways for students to get involved.
对，那么刚刚也老师大概说了一下哈，学校现在大概也从这个幼儿园到高中哈，大概是1000多个学生，然后呢每一个年级基本上就是特别是高中部的话，它基本上每一个年级是120个学生哈。那么当然就是他从8年级到基本上学校就是比较就是入学的这个年基本上集中在是幼儿园，就是 kindergarten 5岁的项目到就是9年级的这个项目哈。那么刚才学校老师也大概提了一下，学校这边的就是活动安排是非常多的哈。刚也说有30个不同的学生社团呀，然后家长这边也会有各种各样的一个就是这样的一个这个家长的一些组织哈，来去支持学校。所以说整个社区里面，我觉得学生和家长的这个 参与和活动安排是非常丰富的。刚才也说有超过100多个学生去组织的这种俱乐部呀，包括就是前面提到的这个像机器人呀，然后联合国呀，然后模拟联合国呀，还有就模拟议会，就是这种国家的就是美国的这种模拟叫这种参议院呀，类似于这样的一些活动安排是非常非常丰富的哈。
So before I move on to athletics, arts, our public service program,
Mhm.
and other parts of the school, I just want to say a couple of things. The conversations between teachers and students is the heart of the Trinity education.
Mhm.
There is not a typical student at Trinity. There's a wide range of students, and it's very diverse. Trinity supports the intellectual, physical, emotional, and spiritual needs of all students.
Mhm.
Children are encouraged to be themselves and to be good citizens, to be kind, aware, sensitive, and thoughtful to others.
Mhm.
And the school has a rich history and wonderful tradition, and yet is constantly evaluating and reevaluating itself. It's always looking to see what can be improved by teaching, expanding ways to engage meaningfully in our community, and to ensure the curriculum is appropriate and inclusive.
Yeah，对，老师说，在下面讲一下学校的艺术和体育之前呢，学校老师也想再去就强调一些哈，对于 Trinity 学校来讲呢，就是他们的核心一定是非常的关注学生和老师之间的这种交流和互动哈，这种对话哈，就是学校并没有一种就是说我会招某一种特定的学生，其实学生的这种就是群体是非常多元化的哈，从学术、从文化各个方面哈。那么学校非常关注学生的这种德智体，我们刚才说的哈，就是你的品德、你的这个学术，当然同时呢还有你的这种身心的健康哈。那么也是非常专注培养学生，就是你要对待你的社区要非常的就是说。就是对待你的社区周边的人要非常非常的好哈，这是品德方面的建设。那么希望培养学生将来能成为一个就是国家公民这样子哈。当然呢，对于学校来讲，他们也是会不断的去思考他们就是去如何变得更好哈。我觉得这方面包括他刚才也提了，包括他的学术也好哈，其他方方面面哈，学校就是说都会去自省，都会去更好的希望就是说去改变去提升啊。
So a little bit about our athletics. We have 22 sports offered at Trinity. We're in the Ivy League in New York City. So we compete against all the Ivy League schools. And 10 of our sports teams won championships last year. Our boys and girls cross country team won last year. Our boys and girls soccer teams won last year. Our boys and girls indoor track and field teams won last year. The boys swimming and girls swimming teams were undefeated in the IB season last year. Our boys lacrosse team won the championship last year as well, and our boys outdoor track and field team won. So this is a school where sports are popular. There's a great school spirit. And Trinity is a school that is competitive, not only academically, but in the sports.
对，那么就是不但学校的这个学术当然是非常强的，它的体育项目也非常非常强。刚才也介绍了，学校有22个体育项目，他们是跟纽约地区的这个前面我讲了这个就是常青藤预备学校联盟哈，就是前面我们也有好几所学校参展的，也都是这个联盟之内的他们进行比赛。刚刚也说呢，去年他们有10个体育队是获得了冠军哈。那么包括了这个男子、女子的这个越野呀，男子、女子的足球，还有这个男子、女子的室内田径游泳，男子的这个陆上曲棍球，还有男子的这个户外的田径哈，这些项目都是去年就是获得这个冠军的一个项目哈。
I just saw in the comments someone wrote, sports are strong too. Yes, sports are strong too.
That's right.
I love it. So public service, I'm going to talk a little bit about our public service program. We have a wonderful public service director. There is no prerequisite for students to graduate with a certain amount of community service hours at Trinity. However, we do partner with 14 community partnerships, and our students in their free time are able to leave campus and help out at soup kitchens, at places where they might help senior citizens, they might tutor children that have autism. There's all of these different programs that are within a 5-block radius of our school. And we have a director of public service that helps our students find out about these programs. And then we give students an opportunity to leave campus and to give back to the community. There's also a tradition at Trinity where we open our doors and we serve Thanksgiving dinner to the community as well. The school started with a heart of charity in 1709, and that's something that has carried through to this day. And so public service is an important part of the community. I help manage the tour guide program, and I help train the tour guides. And I've heard so many great stories about students that take advantage of public service in that department. And so even though there is no requirement to graduate, in regards to community service hours, it's a very popular and engaging program, and it is another part of the heart of Trinity culture and community.
Yeah. 那么对于就是三一中学这边来讲哈，另外一个非常重要的在社区核心的就是这个社区服务哈。虽然学校这边毕业生并没有说你一定要完成多少个小时但是呢，学校的学生是非常非常的积极的去参与社区服务。刚才也提到学校有跟14个这种社区的这种就是公益组织有这种合作哈。那么学生在自己自由的时间就是都是可以去参加这种活动的哈。包括刚才说的一些，包括帮助老人呐，然后一些这种救助中心，还有呢就是帮助就是一些有这个障碍的一些学生去学习哈，就是各种各样的项目，像包括 Trinity， 它每一年还会在这个就是感恩节的时候，他们会在学校自己去做这种感恩节的这种晚餐哈，然后就是会在这个社区里邀请社区的人过来，所以就是说这种社区服务的这种意识和培养，对于学校的教育来讲是一个非常核心、非常重要的一个部分。
You have an amazing performing arts program. Whatever I say will not do it justice. We have amazing teachers as well. We have 5 different singing groups, and there's definitely beginner and there's audition level singing groups. We have chamber music. We have a jazz band that is amazing. They both play at all school chapel events, and then community time during the week. And they're one of the favorite parts of the school. And we have a play. We have 3 plays a year. And we have over 40 different performing arts performances. So this is a school where students that are magnificent at an instrument or are magnificent on stage for a play have an opportunity to be involved, whether it's community time and it's like funny Halloween skits, or it's the actual school play, or it's playing in a smaller ensemble chamber music for the entire school, or in a jazz band performance. And so very lucky to have amazing musicians and an amazing performing arts program.
Yeah. 对学校的这个就是表演艺术也是非常强的。刚才也说有5个就是他们的这个歌唱团，然后呢，刚才也提到像包括室内交响乐团呀，然后呢还有爵士乐团哈，就是学校的各种活动他们参与都是非常非常的积极的哈。那么对于这个音乐就是这个叫音乐剧或者是这个叫戏剧这边，它每一年会有3个不同的就是这个制作哈，就是说其实这方面学校就是老师，他刚才也讲到，老师也是非常非常棒的老师，所以学生的参与还有这个他们整个的这各方面的这种安排，或者说这种乐队也好，不管是唱歌团歌唱团也好，或者乐队也好，都是非常非常强的。
Lastly, there's a couple of things. I'm running out of time, but we have global engagement, and so their students are encouraged to take advantage of trips. We have a trip going to Egypt this year. In the past, we've gone to Hawaii, France, places, Alaska, places all over the world. And so students have an opportunity to travel during the summer for 2 to 3 weeks. Another thing I want to mention is the arts program. We offer photography. We offer a dark room and a digital lab as a part of that photography class. We have ceramics, we have 5 wheels in our ceramics studio, and we have visual art rooms as well. And there's different levels, intermediate, experienced in college portfolio classes, so they can prepare their art for colleges in the admissions process. And then lastly, I'll talk about college admissions.
OK, sure.那么刚才也提到了哈，就是学校也非常注重学生的这种就是全球的对，就是类似于这种全球文化的一些了解吧。所以他每一年夏天的时候呢，都会去2到3周会组织学生去做各种就是这种文化交流的海外文化交流的项目。他们前面也提了，他去年的时候他是去了埃及，然后像之前呢，当然包括法国呀，还有其他很多国家哈。那么另外呢，对于这个就艺术方面啊，前面讲了这个表演艺术，那视觉艺术这边学校也很强。刚才也说他们的艺术包括从这个摄影啊，他们学校有自己的这个摄影冲洗的这样的一个设施，还有一直到这个数字这个艺术啊，像包括这个绘画，当然这是传统的，还有陶艺这些，他们都非常非常的课程设置都非常多可以说为学生从就是你可能基础可能刚开始去学，一直到你的水平都非常高的这样的学生，都提供不同的课程。刚才也说，对于特别是申请大学这个地方这个部分学校也可以帮你去做这种就是作品集这样子。
And lastly, college admissions. Our college admissions process starts in junior year. We have 4 college counselors for about 120 students. Just now, I was giving a tour right before meeting with you, and I saw a group of juniors in a room talking with the college admissions actually one of our college counselors. So there's group meetings and there's individual meetings. They have an open door policy and a track record of success. And so without bragging, Trinity does a wonderful job in college admissions, and that's one of the advantages to go into a school like Trinity.
Yeah, for sure. 对，刚刚老师也讲了一下这个大学毕业去向就是他们是从11年大学申请这个部分从11年级开始的他们会有4个老师就是去为120个学生去服务其实他就说他们的这个大学申请的这个办公室还是就是非常非常棒的然后帮助学生就是在整个的申请和准备工作当中应该是做得非常非常棒的。当然他们学校的大学毕业去向这大家不用去看，就是不用听老师分享，从网上也能看到这个信息是非常非常强的。
Well, it's been wonderful meeting you and talking about Trinity, and I'm happy to take maybe a couple of questions.
Yeah.
I do have to run, unfortunately. Yes.
Yeah, that's right. But thank you for your time. It's really, it's like a lot of a detail, but really give our audience a very, insightful information about your school. So let's because some of the question we already actually explained.
Okay.
So you mentioned what about middle school? Okay, one question in English mentioned about middle school spot. Because as you mentioned, it's K and 9th grade is usually the opening, like entry year. So for middle school, like
it's a great question. We don't typically grow as a school between 4th and 5th grade, and so hold on one second. Sorry. We don't typically grow as a school between 4th and 5th grade. So students apply and we encourage applications. However, until we know about spots being available, a student kind of remains, or an applicant remains on a wait list. And then when a spot becomes available, we then invite a family to continue and complete the application process and be considered. So 9th grade is the major entry point, and what we call non-entry point years. Sorry, I know there's like people trying to hold on one second. I'm sorry.
Okay, sure.
So yes, we accept applications. However, it's based on attrition essentially. Yeah. And so when we know that there's space available, we then reach out to the family. But 9th grade is the major entry point, and then in kindergarten as well.
Yeah, that's right. 对，然后刚刚关于那个申请年级哈，6年就除了幼儿园 K 和这9年级以外，其他年级呢就要根据每一年学生的变动去看的，所以他也不确定会有多少名额哈。Okay, I think because of the time, we just gonna answer one more question. Like
Okay.
as parents are asking, they know like it's very rigorous for like academic is very rigorous in Trinity. Like how much homework the students are gonna get every day.
Well, students are encouraged to start their work during the day,
Yeah.
and students have a lot of flexibility during the day, and they become really great time managers.
Mhm.
And they're very bright and are able to multitask. So it's amazing how much they get done. I would say there's a range of maybe doing an hour of work during the day, and then maybe an hour and a half at home, maybe in 11th and 12th grade. But I actually have not heard students talk much about the time commitment. I think Trinity students are just they care so much about doing well, and it's more about the journey
Yeah.
of learning and the passion of learning. And to be honest, it's not talked about a lot. Like I don't hear students talking about like it. I don't hear it framed in hours. I just hear it framed as like challenging, but also fun as well.
That's
And
right.
but everyone is kind of consistent in saying it is hard. It is not a school that is it is a school that is a lot of work, but it's meaningful work, and it's work that stretches our students to help them reach their maximum potential, and that's what counts.
Yeah, that's right. I totally agree with you. 对，刚刚也有个因为时间原因哈，咱们可能有一些个别问题，我们就线下到时候再约时间哈。那么因为老师这边可能也比较忙，然后呢，就是最后一个问题，我帮大家问了一下，就是关于说，哎，学校的学术很强，它的这个就是是不是这种这个作业会比较多呀？其实老师想去说明的也是，就是能进入 Trinity 的学生的学术的水平肯定第一是比较高，第二呢，他认为每个学生其实对于学习啊或者知识的这种热情也好，他没有听到学生说去说，哎，可能每天的就是学习和这个作业的时间比较长。他说基本上可能也就是你平常在学校大概会做一些作业，你回到家可能1-2个小时，但这个其实也要看每个学生自己的这个个别的情况哈。但最重要的就是说，老师想要去讲的说，就学生对于学习的这种热情和各方面的。其实他们没有说，这个是时间，我要花多少时间，更多的是享受这种学习的这种过程哈。我觉得这个是比较重要的哈。Okay, thank you. I think that's I totally agree with you. I think that's a fantastic, answer for all the questions. Because of the time, I understand that it must be very busy for you as well during the application season. But we really appreciate your time. Thank you again for your time, and we look forward to talking with you about our students in this application season. But really appreciate your time. Wish you a wonderful school year.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And goodbye, everybody. I look forward to meeting you all in person if possible. Take care.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.